could not say anything. I could not breathe. I couldn't do anything but follow him, and tears welled up in my eyes, with every word. You know how people say you'll just know when you meet the right person? I never really believed that. I mean, I thought love was supposed to be grand and dramatic, like in the movies. But no, not for me. For me, it was quiet. It started slow, and I didn't even realize it was happening until it was too late. It was at this art gallery, okay? I wasn't supposed to be there, honestly. I'm not an art person. I'm the kind of person who looks at a painting and thinks, I don't get it. But my friend Mia, she dragged me along. Come on, Freya. It'll be fun, she said. And me? I just wanted to spend the evening doing anything other than sitting in a quiet room staring at abstract art. But then I saw him. I had no idea who he was, but he was there, standing by this huge, dark painting, his eyes fixed on it like he was trying to decode it. He wasn't smiling, but there was something in the way he looked at that painting, so focused, so intense. I'm not sure why, but I couldn't look away. It was like he was in his own world, and for some reason, I wanted to know what that world looked like. So I did what any normal, awkward person would do. I pretended I was interested in the painting next to him, pretending to study the brushstrokes while sneaking glances at him. God, I probably looked like an idiot. But then, he noticed me. Do you like it? He asked. His voice wasn't loud, but it had this softness to it. Not forced, not trying too hard, just real. I'm not gonna lie. I was caught off guard. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out at first. I didn't know what to say. Yeah. It's different, I said. Ugh, Freya. That was brilliant, I thought to myself. He smiled, though, and not one of those fake smiles. It was a smile that felt easy, like he wasn't judging me for being a mess. Yeah, I get that, he said, like he was really hearing me. It's not for everyone. And that was it. That was the start. We ended up talking about everything, about how we both didn't understand most of the art, how we both felt out of place, how we'd rather be doing anything else but standing in this gallery, looking at paintings that were supposed to mean something but didn't. He made me laugh. A lot. It was easy, comfortable, but not in that awkward way you usually feel when you don't know someone well. It felt like we'd known each other for years. I didn't even notice how long we'd been talking until Mia came up to me and said, Freya, who is this? And there he was, standing next to me, smiling, looking like he belonged there, like he belonged with me. Henry, he said, shaking Mia's hand, I'm Freya's new friend. And from that moment on, Henry became part of my world. He would text me late at night, asking about my day, sending random memes or thoughts about books he thought I'd like, and we'd meet up at coffee shops. Or sometimes we'd just walk through the city, talking about everything and nothing. I swear, there was a moment, I think it was about 2 months in, when I realized that I couldn't imagine my day without him. He was in every part of it, and I didn't even want to hide from that anymore. I found myself looking for his name in my inbox, hoping he'd text me first, or waiting for him to show up at that little cafe we liked. But then came that night. That damn night. We were sitting by the lake, the one near his apartment, the one where the city lights reflected on the water. I remember it so clearly, like it was happening right now. Henry turned to me, his face serious, more serious than I'd ever seen him. Freya, I need to tell you something, he said, his voice low. I thought he was about to tell me something about work, or maybe he was finally going to admit that he couldn't handle my terrible singing when we tried karaoke last weekend. But no, it was something I wasn't prepared for. I'm leaving, he said, and for a moment I didn't understand him. My brain didn't want to process it. Leaving? I repeated, my voice cracking before I even finished the word. Yeah. His eyes wouldn't meet mine. I've been offered this job in another city, and it's a big opportunity, Freya. And that's when it hit me, right in the chest, like someone had knocked the air out of me. I couldn't breathe. Wait, Henry, no, I said, my voice rising, panicking. You can't just leave. You can't just... But his eyes were filled with that look, the kind that said he already knew. I have to go, Freya. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to happen like this. I thought maybe we could figure it out, but I can't stay. I wanted to scream. I wanted to shake him, to make him see that he was making a mistake. But instead, I just sat there, staring at him, feeling my heart break with every word that came out of his mouth. I love you, okay? But I can't stay. And then he turned, and I felt like the ground beneath me had just disappeared. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything but watch him walk away. And that's when the tears started. They weren't loud. They weren't dramatic. They just spilled over, one after another. And in that moment, I realized something. Sometimes love doesn't stay. Sometimes it's beautiful, and it's real, and then it just ends. I didn't want to admit it, but I loved him too, more than I could put into words, more than I wanted to. But sometimes you love someone, and it doesn't change anything. So, I cried. I cried there, by the lake, in the silence of the night, because I knew that love, no matter how beautiful it was, sometimes ends in tears, and all I could do was watch him leave.